So, the Crew Motorfest has been free to play currently, and after having a go, I have concluded it may be the best F1 game of 2024. Completely unironically, and you're going to find out later in this video why. Their free week and the Endless Drive Challenge started December the 5th and will be ending on December the 12th. And this has coincided and to celebrate their Year 2 content update, a huge update that's brought so much to the game, including a whole nother map. And in this video, we'll be exploring that and also a bunch of the new content updates and playlists in the game now, thanks to Ubisoft for sponsoring this one. But quickly rewinding it back to the Endless Drive. So I told you guys in a previous video that this was a challenge where all you had to do was log on, link your account, and then just play the game. And the miles would rack up, you'd be choosing your teams, and you'd be kind of competing in a way to try and earn some prizes. And even though I was away for the weekend, I managed to rack up 145 miles, which doesn't seem like a lot actually for how much I played, but every little counts, and I guess that's how many people are playing this game right now in the free week, enjoying the new content, because some of these total numbers are ridiculous. And if you're one of those players that's been enjoying the Crew Motorfest for the first time for free this week, well, now there's a Christmas sale on for up to 70% off on all platforms of this game. So if you've liked what you played, you can continue it, and remember, your progress will carry over. But now it's time to delve into some of that new content that's come to the game, and like I said at the very start of the video, proving why this actually might be the best F1 game that's come out this year for Formula 1 fans, because this is the Grand Race, and this is ridiculous. It is a 28-player multiplayer race, 3 different categories, including Alpha GP, which, as you can clearly see there, includes the Formula 1 car, the licensed Red Bull F1 cars here. This race refreshes every 30 minutes, so you can hop in at any point of the day as we go to lights out, and away we go for the first leg of this grand race, which is in the Formula 1 cars, or the Alpha GP class as it is in-game. So there are some, some fake Formula-style cars, but then also quite a few people enjoying the actual Red Bull cars. Not just one, there's actually multiple Red Bull F1 cars they've got in the game. And we come onto the actual racetrack on the first main island of the Crew Motorfest of Hawaii. And then obviously you've got Maui as the second island. But this is mad. A 28 driver race, cross country essentially, 3 different classes. You've got the Formula class, Alpha GP, there's a rally stage, and then basically the normal kind of supercars, sports cars to end things off. This was pretty manic, you know. Usually with Formula 1, you know where you're going, it's a circuit, whereas this was, like I said, cross-country race, so I was a little bit in the deep end, in deep waters, as someone who's a bit more of a novice to the crew in general, but I was hoping my Formula 1 skills would pay out, but then very quickly, we very nicely transitioned to the rally car. I love the way, though, it just so seamlessly transitioned. I don't know how they even managed to do that with 28 players, because then you just go then to the sports car. So this really was a grand race. I've personally never seen something like this before in any sort of racing game, multiplayer or single player. And like I said, I was hoping my F1 skills would come into fruition.
Easy top 3. If I'm not 16th!
Sadly, though, I was completely wrong. I got absolutely schooled by the avid players of the Crew Motorfest. But I want to come back. I actually want to come back and try and do better maybe in a future video. But we're now moving on to another event called the Weekly Summit. Now, it's a points challenge, so you can play this single player effectively, but you're going up against everyone in terms of the points tallies. We go to lights out. And you may be wondering, Arav, what does this have to do with Formula 1? Just look at the name tags. Lewis, Pierre, Esteban, Max, Charles, Sergio, and Carlos. I'm sorry, this is basically Formula 1 drivers racing each other in supercars. This is what F1 World was trying to be, but look at it. We've got tyre wear, we've got an actual race with supercars v supercars. This is unbelievable. On an actual level, massive kudos to the developers, because this is such a lovely little Easter egg. I had no idea the name tags were going to be like that. But then as soon as I clocked them, I was like, hang on a minute. This is definitely just the first names of the F1 drivers. And yeah, this race has tyre wear, so you have to actually have a bit of a strategy play of when to come in. You can see the bar is at the top, so it's quite obvious then when your tyres are starting to wear. And also handling-wise, I mean, you can see how loosey-goosey the rear end is getting. Obviously, we're trying to drift around some of the corners, but also at the same time, I was trying to actually just take proper racing lines in some of them, and the rear end was really stepping out just because the tyres were knackered. So it's time to come in. We've done a bit of a long stint, effectively, you know, getting that delta time difference, you know, that you would get in an F1 race, and we come out then with fresh tyres, but we've done the overcut, we've made it work, and we come through the final bend on the last lap of this race to win. Hamilton gets second, and Gasly with a lovely third place there, or should I say Lewis and Pierre, wink wink, nod nod. As we now go from the weekly summit to, as I alluded to last time out in my first video, there is now a Made in Japan Volume 2. You've got to hand it to the Crew Motorfest. The VTs, like the intros for these like different events and playlists when you first click on them, are insane. Really builds the hype, really well executed, and it just works. And the stylization of this Made in Japan playlist, I mean, Made in Japan 1 was already pretty sick, but then this is just starting off. This is the first race, and it is bonkers with the decorations. You got the neon, lovely kind of, you know, sunset drive through the mountains, and this is on the first island, the original island Hawaii, but this race will have us go over the bridge then to the new island in this new content update, Maui. So it's kind of almost like a nice transition, like literally in the race from the old island to the new island, and the rest of the races in this playlist will be all on the new island. I saw one of them might even be in like a mountain pass sort of race, so really, really cool. But look at this, going full bell, and visibility quite limited actually, so you really have to just try and trust where you're going with the front end, get the nose turned in, and we come to the finish line. The first race of Made in Japan Volume 2. I won't spoil the rest of the playlist in this video because I'm sure some of you guys who want to play the Crew Motorfest will love to explore it on the new mountain, but that was the start and a little preview of Made in Japan Volume 2. If anything, that first race I think was more blockbuster than Made in Japan 1, like off the bat, off the rip. So I think the rest of the playlist is going to be a lot of fun, especially, like I said, in the new island of Maui, so you get to explore the new territory at the same time. And then finally, we're going to dive into an all-new playlist, game mode, kind of story arc, if anything, Chase Squad in the new season update. Now, if you watched my first video from, with the free week, you would have seen the kind of VT intro of this. So this is effectively the cruise version of kind of like Cops and Robbers in a way, but it's a bit more zany. It's a bit more fun with what they're doing with the decals. So, you know, basically we are in the dog squad, the chase squad with the kind of dog emblems, and we're trying to now take down cats. So a lot more fun with a couple of jumps as well. And it just reminds you how crazy this map is with so much difference. You've got, you know, high mountains of Maui, you've got air bases, you've got the main city area, beaches as well. It's truly like a really diverse, open racing world map. And like I said, yes, right now we're using kind of, you know, quote-unquote normal cars, but as an F1 fan, you can take the F1 car through any of that. You can take it up these mountain ranges. You can try and off-road it. You can take it to the beach, and it's a fully licensed F1 car as well, so it's not a fake one. That, to me, is just bonkers. Like, it may seem so simple of a concept, but as someone who's been playing F1 games for so many years, this was never a thing a couple of years ago, so it's awesome to have it now here in 2024, and that's why I say that the Crew Motorfest may be the best F1 game that has come out in 2024, at least, you know, with the update obviously coming out in 2024. The Crew Motorfest came out last year, but the Crew Motorfest as a game may be the best F1 game that we've got in 2024. Photo mode is lovely to use as well. Gorgeous backdrops with the Formula 1 car. So yeah, honestly, if you're an F1 fan and you're looking for an F1 gaming fix, check out the Crew Motorfest. Like I said, it's been free and it's still free till December 12th, and after that there's an up to 70% sale on all platforms at the moment once the free week is over. That has been this one. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, guys. I'll catch you guys around. Goodbye.